It's only 11 a.m. right now, but today is already the most shocking day in media this year so far.
Damn.
We just got news about 30 minutes ago. Multiple updates about a minute apart that has shaken up the year. Shannon Sharpe has been officially fired by ESPN, and Gilbert Arenas just got arrested by the feds, and he's facing 15 years in prison.
Damn!
Now, let's tackle the Shannon Sharpe news because that's a little less shocking and more predictable, and then we'll get to this Gilbert Arenas madness. With the help of the ultimate ambulance chaser, Tony Busby, an OF model in her 20s, sued a 50-plus-year-old Shannon Sharpe for...
I ain't gonna lie, she smoked turkey. Y'all niggas is nasty. You gave this nigga you gave this ugly bitch 20 million?
Rape and related abuse, what she would say occurred in their 2-year relationship. Now, Shannon Sharpe initially came out and said he's innocent, he's gonna fight this tooth and nail, this is an extortion ploy. He really took a stance that a lot of men appreciated. Because regardless if you have Shannon Sharpe money or not, it just leaves a bad taste in any man's mouth who watch a woman engage in consensual relations for 2 years and then wakes up one day and say, I'm gonna sue this man for $50 million. It just doesn't make sense. And then messages got released where she's telling him to pay $25,000 for each cheek, allegedly after the quote-unquote rape and violations happened. It just screamed like an extortion ploy. And Shannon Sharpe took a stance that we thought he was gonna stick to, but he didn't.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly. This is a shakedown. I'm gonna be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Shortly after this announcement, it was revealed that Shannon Sharpe was taking a hiatus away from ESPN and that he will be back at the start of the football season. So Shannon Sharpe said this was mutually agreed upon, that he wanted to take a step back from ESPN to focus on this, and he'll be back. And they all assured that he did not get fired, that he was still a part of the ESPN team, and we still love Shannon Sharpe. But behind the scenes, there are rumblings that, man,
this is so bad, gang. This is why I be telling niggas, y'all be thinking Mako just be talking that shit. I'm just the only nigga to tell you the truth. So you think it's a lie because everybody else lying to you, gang. A lot of niggas be, oh, I got hoes. Get you one girl, marry, get the hell on. Do you know how, listen, gang, do you know how many problems get solved by just having one girl? You don't got to worry about getting shaken down. That's especially if you got money. Now, if you ain't got shit to lose, you just some bum somewhere, whatever. But if you got anything going, I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you will ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing a video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did? For yourself, you for sure got to get married. You for sure got to find that one good girl, because, nigga, you know how many, man, baby mamas problems you got. Man, it's bad out here, boy. It's bad.
chick released audio of apparently Shannon Sharp saying he would choke her. Apparently this was something that her and Shannon Sharp did. It was some role play stuff. But once she released the audio out of context, ESPN said, bro, this is just too messy, man. And there was rumblings that Shannon Sharp was done at ESPN for good. But they would still maintain the fact that Shannon Sharp was going to be back at the start of football season. Well, preseason has started. Shannon Sharp hasn't been back at ESPN.
Right.
So while people were trying to figure that out, we got a bombshell that got released that made everybody look at Shannon Sharp a little crazy. So we got word that Shannon Sharp and the accuser reached a settlement. Right, and this came after like a week after we got reports that the court date that was scheduled for Shannon Sharp and the accuser to have their first day in court,
ugly as hell.
None of like the parties showed up. Like Shannon Sharp and his attorneys never showed up, and Tony Busby and Gabby never showed up. So that was strange. So I guess a settlement was reached like a week before. So the first question is, come on, bro. A settlement? Shannon Sharp offered this chick $10 million apparently before they came forward. So if they rejected $10 million, can you imagine what they settled for? And that's before we got reports on exactly what the amount was. Tony Busby actually released a statement after the news of the settlement got released. And he said both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolutions. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. Yo, when you put language like that, man, you know you content, bro. You satisfied. You good with what the outcome is. And then after Tony Busby said this, to make matters worse for Shannon Sharp in the eyes of the public, Gabby released a statement of her own.
Somebody in the chat said all really this for some... Exactly, bro. All this for some twat. Nigga, you better find you a pretty girl, wife her up, and you can have all the twat you want. Then you ain't got to worry about shit like this, though. You there?
Men off everywhere, bro. I'm talking about boiled the blood of men everywhere. Okay. A statement like this really makes me despise Shannon Sharp. Gabby released a statement letting the world know she is officially retired after the settlement. So Gabrielle Zuniga wrote a statement. Now, she didn't address the fact that, you know, she pushed Shannon Sharp through hell. She just says, today, I have decided to retire from OF. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this new chapter. I love you all forever.
Diabolical,
and ever.
Bro.
And the reason why this pissed off a lot of men, because the very thought that degeneracy, like lies. Now, if Shannon Sharp settled, maybe she wasn't lying. But the very thought that this woman lied, used degeneracy, used hoeing to a retirement at 23 years old.
But that's and then on top of that, gang, so Unc like 58, some shit. He like damn near 60 years old. You talking to a girl that's 20, and then you talking to an OF model that's 20? Like what you got going on, bro? You 60 something years old, gang. That's called thinking with your PP. We don't do that. You see what I'm saying? You think with this head, not that one, twin. If she do OF, if she do any of that thought type shit, I used to have a rule. I don't give a damn, but you could be a bottle girl at the club. I won't. You hear me? You do anything around that type of shit, I'm cool, gang. Cause them be the weird motherfuckers on the weird shit.
A lot of men, bro. And it made me look at Shannon Sharp a little crazy, bro. Because from his first message, I thought he was for the cause. I thought Shannon Sharp was going to ride us out. But then reports came out that Shannon Sharp settled for $23 million.
$23 million is crazy.
$23 million in his woman's pockets. That right there just pissed me off to the point where
crazy.
I can't even look at Shannon Sharp the same. I haven't watched a Shannon Sharp nightcap episode since. I haven't watched a Shannon Sharp interview since. I can't even look at that man the same, bro. You retired a 23-year-old scallywag. She won't ever have to work again for the rest of her
life. She ain't got to do nothing.
And you only got to clap cheeks for a year and a half? And half of that, you was paying for the cheeks because we seen the messages. She's telling you $25K a cheek. Bro, I despise you, man.
Like, gang, what you got going on, bro? Why you can't just go get you a 40-year-old, 35, 40-year-old lady? You know what I'm saying? She got 2 kids or whatever. Her kids grown, your kids grown. Y'all kick it, get married, and chill. Why you gotta go get the why you gotta get the OF thought model 20-year-old bitch? I don't understand that.
ESPN was apparently as disgusted as the rest of us because ESPN announced this morning they're done with Shannon Sharpe. He's fired. They have parted ways. Now, this was not like an amicable statement. This was not like the previous statement. We have mutually decided to put. No, he's fired. We have let him go. Sports Illustrated confirmed the news that Shannon Sharpe was fired by Andrew Marchand. Now, there was no talks of a settlement of a buyout because when he left Fox or when he got fired from Fox, there was a buyout. Fox paid out the rest of his salary. But with ESPN, they had every right to fire Shannon Sharpe. I believe there's some type of moral clause there. So Shannon Sharpe was hoping, that he could probably have them buy out some of his contract. If let's say Shannon Sharpe contract was 5 years, $25 million, and this is like the first year, and he was still owed, let's say, $20 million. Well, they would have had to buy out Shannon Sharpe for the $20 million if they just wanted him to go away. Right. But when you fire Shannon Sharpe for violating like your rules, you don't have to pay him out nothing, and that's what it looks like. Now, Shannon Sharpe was in the works of a $100 million podcast deal before this lawsuit.
That's gone.
I don't know if that podcast deal is still on the table, bro. Damn. I'm sorry. I don't know, bro.
Whole life
now, whoever was about to sign Shannon Sharpe, they got all the leverage. Right? Now they can throw Shannon Sharpe probably 50 of this. $50 million is still a blessing, especially after paying Gabby Zanuga $23 million.
We have breaking news. Having just learned, former NBA star Gilbert Arenas has been arrested. He and 5 others are accused of operating an illegal gambling business. The Department of Justice says they had high-stakes poker games at Arenas' Encino mansion. Arenas is charged with 1 count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, 1 count of operating an illegal gambling business, and 1 count of making false statements to federal investigators.
I ain't gonna lie though, so I can't gamble with my friends now just because I'm rich and all my friends rich. I can't gamble with my friends at my house. Like, what the hell?
He's expected to appear in court this afternoon in downtown L.A. We will continue to follow this story throughout the day here on Eyewitness News.
The headline for this Gilbert Arenas arrest made this situation sound even crazier.
It's rarely crime figure.
Like, it's already crazy Gilbert Arenas is being arrested by the feds. But to say that Gilbert Arenas is being arrested by the feds and is co-defended is somebody tied to an organized crime organization in Israel, it's crazy. Like, bro, what type of stuff are you getting into, sir? So the official headline is former NBA star Gilbert Arenas is suspected Israeli crime.
Hold on. He said his ass was trash. Who? Gilbert Arenas? Don't play like that, boy. You must be young or something. You must not know, boy. Agent Zero wasn't no joke.
Were arrested today on federal indictment alleging they operate an illegal gambling business in which high-stakes poker games were played at an Encino mansion Arenas owned. My biggest question whenever I get news like one of these multi-super rich millionaires dudes are involved in organized crime, it's like, why? Like, was there a financial incentive here?
Right.
You're Gilbert Arenas. Like, bro, your podcast make $1 million a month.
Right.
You probably got about like 20 or 30 M's left over from the NBA alone. Your son about to be, well, he's been injured, but your son might just be a lottery pick in the NBA, so you good in that regards. Your other son looking like he's going to be a lottery pick in the NBA as well.
Right.
If he grows a couple more inches. Bro, you set for life. You don't need the extra money from crime.
Right.
You just don't.
It ain't worth it.
When I read exactly what took place and I read the indictment, Gilbert Arenas himself never participated in the high-stake poker games or the illegal gambling. Gilbert Arenas was sitting at the top of the food chain because he owned the mansion and he rented out the mansion and he got a portion of the proceeds. So if this is an international crime boss who's running this, and this is high stakes poker, we're talking about millions of dollars on a daily basis is coming in and out of that mansion. And Gilbert Arenas got a cut of it. First thing I noticed, none of this dude's like co-defendants got like English names, homie. All his co-defendants, man, Yagivani Grossman, Ivajani Tokofakis, Alan Austria, Johan Cohen. Oh, no. We don't know this is, homie. Ivakan Krashak. So all his co-defendants are from Israel, Israelis, okay? So the indictment says former NBA
no.
star Gilbert Arenas and 5 other defendants, including a suspected high-level member of an Israeli transnational organized crime group, were arrested today on a federal indictment alleging they operated an illegal gambling business in which high-stake poker games were played at an Encino mansion Gilbert Arenas owned. Now, it says that Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero of Woodland Hills, is charged with 1 count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, 1 count of operating an illegal gambling business, and 1 count of making false statements to federal prosecutors. Now, each one of these charges got a maximum of 5 years. So he's facing 15 years maximum, okay? He is scheduled to make, so right now he's still in custody, by the way.
Damn.
So he's scheduled to make his initial appearance and be arraigned this afternoon. Now, when you scroll down and you read this, Gilbert Arenas never really gambled, but he was getting proceeds from the illegal operation that was going on in his mansion. And these people were operating this like a legal casino. You would think if this was illegal and not allowed and something that faced this much of severe punishment,
they'd keep it on the low.
You would think that these people wouldn't be operating this as flamboyantly as they were.
Oh shit.
So according to the indictment, on July 15th and until today, from September 2021 to July 2022, Gresham, Arenas, and other defendants operated an illegal gambling business. Arenas, this is his role in it. He rented out an Encino mansion he owned for the purpose of hosting high-stake illegal poker games at Arenas' direction. Now, they're claiming that Arenas was the one at the top. Now, I don't think that Gilbert Arenas is bossing around a transnational crime boss, but they claim that Gilbert Arenas directed Arthur and West Hollywood, staged the mansion to host the games, found co-conspirators to host the games, and collected rent from the co-conspirators on Gilbert Arenas' behalf. So, now, I'll be real. This is worse than I thought. This is worse than I thought. No, it's not. I was thinking that these dudes approached Gilbert Arenas and said, hey, bro, we want to host high-stake poker games here. Can we rent out the mansion and we'll give you a fee? They're saying, nah, Gilbert Arenas came up with this idea on his own. Yo, hold on, man. Bro, we can have multi-million-dollar deals going on in this mansion that I don't use, and they can just pay me. Oh, no. So Gilbert Arenas is who sought out the crime bosses. This is crazy, okay? So it goes on. Gresham to Vakashaki, Austria, and Cohen managed illegal pot limit Omaha poker games, among other illegal games at the Encino mansion, and collected a rake. It's a fee the house charged from each pot, either a percentage or a fixed amount per hand, and invited players to compete. They also hired young women who, in exchange for tips, served drinks, provided massages, offered companionship to the poker players. Hold on, bro. Hold on. They got trafficking included in this? The women were charged a tax, a percentage of their earnings from working the games. So understand what's happening here, bro. A tax for working the games. They were offering companionship. Damn. Man, bro, they was selling coochie in there, bro. Hold on, bro. Illegal. Oh, Gilbert, you messed up, bro. Gilbert, nah, bro. Bro. This is, bro, you had a Diddy party mixed with an Italian mob style. Nah, this is crazy, bro. So chefs, valets, and armed security guards also were hired to staff these illegal poker games. Krishan worked as a chip runner in which to track player wins and losses, distributed poker chips to players, and pay employees. Can you imagine being a police, right? And you just driving by one day, not really understanding what's going on. You just driving by doing your routine shift run. And you see armed security outside. You see Bugattis and Rolls Royces.
Right.
Being valeted. You see girls walking in poker uniforms. You asking yourself, wait, what's going on here? Now, it's unclear exactly how they got caught. I guess we'll find out once the indictment gets uploaded.
Right, that's crazy.
This is bad, man. This is bad. And Gilbert Arenas was just on a podcast making fun of Malik Beasley and his illegally gambling situation. Yo, gambling is whooping y'all behind. Y'all gotta give it up at this point, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section. But what do you guys think?